Al, are you ready? Are you sure this is what you want?
Yes. Oh, yes, this is what I want. I'm ready.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Tell this fine audience how you come to be here tonight.
All right, then. Hello, my name is Al Travelstead, and I had a dream last night in heaven. I dreamed that I was right back here on the roof of the Howdy Partner Drive-In, and we were doing a show. But it wasn't anything like the show that we used to do back in the 50s. That show was a kind of crazy idea I'd had, doing songs and dances of the day on the rooftop of the drive-in. It was fun, wholesome family fare to entertain the folks while they ate their meals in their cars. But my dream? My guys and gals and I, we were singing and dancing the story of all the horrible things that happened in Boise in 1955. And good Lord!
Yes.
No, that was just an interjection.
And also my name.
Yes. May I?
By all means.
And well, good gravy. That show I dreamed up was not suitable for the entire family. A musical about a homosexual panic and witch hunt? 16 men arrested between the end of October 1955 and the beginning of January 1956? I woke up in a sweat, sobbing hysterically, laughing till my belly hurt, and noticed I had a stiffy. And while I was giving it a tug and a jerk, I realized that, oh my, I miss the theater. Then I thought, that's it. That's my wish. And I ran as fast as I could to see, well, you.
Up in heaven, folks, I grant you one wish. Most people wish for someone back on Earth to win the lottery, and that's a really, really long line. But the line to go back and do a show.
Ha! But seriously, guys, why did you come down with me? Did you come to see the show? Don't you have somewhere else you need to be?
I'm omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient, and I thought you could use a hand from time to time.
Well, it's my show.
And I'm the almighty Gertrude.
Point taken. Oh my. Look at them. Aren't y'all beautiful? Just the way I dreamed you could be.
Break a leg, Gertrude.
Amen. Okie doke, real quick. So the Gertrude thing. Occasionally, back in the 50s, I would dress up as a fountain girl, wear a red wig, and go by the name of Gertrude. You know, as you do. All right, Lord, since you're here, go ahead. Introduce me.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and great pleasure to welcome you to Al Travelstead's Howdy Partner Drive-In.
Gals and fellas, drive on in. Strap on seatbelts, let's begin. It's hard arresting pathos with glitz. It's sexy ladies crooning tunes. Hot men acting like buffoons. Some pantaloons will blow your expectations to bits. You can't escape from your troubles and be who you wanna be. That's Al Travelstead's guarantee. Welcome to the show on the roof, the talk of the town. We're thriving at the drive-in with the show on the roof. And if we go down, you can bet it's voluntarily and only temporarily. Let me take a moment to introduce you to this crew. My pals, my gang of guys and gals. I couldn't tell this story tonight without them. Please give a howdy partner hoot and holler to Judy and Rita.
surprises. Judy and Rita have masterfully crafted disguises.
You never have to wait for long. We wait on you and also sing a song. Expect a bit of foul play, accept a vulgar cabaret, and watch our star performers ignite. Leave your Christian morals on 30 west. I'm the host and you're my guest, and at my behest, you're gonna get a little wild tonight. Peekaboo. And now I'd like you to meet my sexy boys, straight up the fry later. The cut-ups, cards, and quite the characters, as you'll see tonight. Hello, boys.
Good to see you, Al.
You two boys, John, Wayne, take it away.
Well, we're not in the kitchen, but I still feel it. Oh, when you give me a look, I start to shuffle my feet. You're a savory one, and I just want a piece. We sizzle in the sun because we're covered in grease. We serve up a meal that is hearty and warm, and a heck of a show when we start to perform. We'll flip you a burger with heavenly fries, and you'll flip when we reveal that we are talented guys. We're John and Wayne and many more. We're cooking up characters now. We're John, Wayne, and Frank and Tex. He's Al and Mel, and she's Louise. She's also Blaine, and Judy's fine, and Jenny's fine, and Shirley's.
Okay? We're all gonna play up our 40 characters tonight. It won't be that confusing, promise. 1, 2, 3.
If you stick around, we'll show you how. If you stick around, we'll show you how.
Say hello to our band. Jimmy Sales and the Little Buckaroos. Beside me, the show on the roof will go to extremes. Imagine what you want and see it acted out in honesty. Oh my, what a joy it is to be here, free as can be, and tell you such a terrible story. You see, back in 1955, the entire town was talking about menacing men, predatory pansies, hideous homos, ravaging our society, prowling the streets, committing the infamous crime against nature. It was horrible. And the whole thing could have been avoided if they just pointed all those guys in my direction. I would have made sure it was all handled. If you're feeling haunted, if you're feeling queer, if you're lost or lonely, come and pull up here. Enter into the show I've created. It may not be real, but real's overrated. And who wants to deal with a mess of a world? Just park in a spot and my show is unfurled. Come to the show on the roof. The town, we're thriving at the drive. At the show on the roof, we'll never come down. So jump on up and join us at the show on the roof. The best and the best. We'll shock and mock our heads. The show on the roof, it's it for the rest. The show on the roof. It's the midst of the 50s in the middle of nowhere. Me and you are living at the show on the roof. Mr. Omniscience.
You could use a voiceover just about now. Here's a young man enjoying playing ball in Julia Davis Park after his friends have gone home for the day. Just an innocent boy of 17, enjoying a late afternoon of sport and solitary contemplation. But look there on the bench, an older gentleman with candy. A stranger. The man says hello to the boy. The boy thinks he seems friendly enough. They introduce themselves. And the older gentleman offers the young man a ride home as it is getting dark. The young man accepts. But the older gentleman is sick. He is a homosexual. One never knows when or where the homosexual may appear. He may appear normal. But boys beware. It may be too late by the time you discover that he is mentally ill.
You knew exactly what I needed, thank the Lord.
You're welcome.
A little public service announcement to scare all the boys straight home. But now let me take you back to a beautiful spring day earlier this year to meet William Baker.
Hey, mister, what you got there?
Pixie stick.
Oh, you got a sweet tooth.
I work at the candy kettle. My name's Benny.
Hey, Benny, I'm William, but you can call me Tex. You got any more sweets in your pocket?
I got a few things. What's your favorite?
Hot tamales.
You need a ride home?
I need a ride. But not home. I gotta take a leak. You gotta pee?
I won't be able to pee in this state.
You like that?
Yes.
Oh, that was quick.
How old are you?
17. But they'll kick your pansy ass into jail whether I'm 17 or 70 if you get caught. You married?
No.
Ah, lucky you. It'll only cost you 10. The married guys, they gotta pay me 20. I'll be around tomorrow. You think I'm a nice boy? Bullshit. You think my family knows where I am right now? Boys beware. That's what I see on the TV. Sit and stare. Watch out for the cubes. Haven't you heard the news? Boys beware. The world is infested and ugly, but ugly's what I live with. So when someone gives me $10 for a touch, there ain't much I have to ponder. They tell me keep quiet, but this is a riot with $10 for my hand. I see the land that I will wander. Up my car, drive out real far. Now I'm alive, but beware. Men beware. You never met anyone like me. Best prepare. Be the roughest you need. I know you need to feed. Men beware. The world isn't trusting of no one, but just relax here with me. But make sure you give me $10 for my time, and then I'm a happy camper. I feel like a father with mother and father with $10 for my lap. All my crappy feelings scamper. Fill up my car, drive out real far. Now No.
Extra! Extra!
What the hell? That's not funny.
It kind of is, and it could get funnier.
Oh, good. The Lord loves a running gag. So, on Wednesday, November 2nd, back in 1955, the Idaho Statesman ran an article with the headline, 3 men admit sex charges. Trio confesses crimes involving 10 teenage boys, including our boy in the park, William Baker.
Did you hear that a clerk at a candy store gave a minor a jerk and then maybe more? Who knows how these deviants plan to act?
Homosexual panic, homosexual panic. Charles Brokaw, 29, a freight line dock worker. Ralph Cooper, 33, a shoe store employee and a candy store clerk. Vernon Benny Castle, 51, were all charged with lewd and lascivious conduct with minor children.
Did you hear that they pray over by the park, waiting out of the way until after dark? What goes on in those bathrooms, the law's to blame.
The 3 men were taken into custody Monday night and questioned in the prosecutor's office. All were in jail in lieu of posting bond.
Oh, dear Lord, what can we do? Oh, dear Lord, they won't stop till they're through. The halls are spreading fast, so to make sure that Boise will last, we have to crush the monster, ha!
It's a nightmare, 100 boys involved. Keep an eye on your son till this thing is solved. They will poison our children, and that's a fact.
More arrests were expected and the town went mad.
If the man wants to sing, then that is fine. But if you're changing my key, then I draw the line. Don't you see that these pirates are wrong? Oh, dear Lord, what can we do? Oh, dear Lord, they won't stop till they're through. The halls are clearly oppressed, but Boise's not giving up yet. We have to crush the monster, ha!
The Mode Limited Department Store. Living just for you. Our 60th anniversary sale begins Thursday morning. Doors open 10 a.m. sharp.
First one here.
Edward helps Louise pick out a present.
The store on a typical Thursday morning. I make sure everything's in place. I plan the bits and bobs adorning every wall and corner of my space. The socks are laid out pair by pair, the suits are nicely pressed. With a touch and brush I finish my design. Every person loves to have a project they can call their own. The men's department is mine. Oh, these unoccasional normal mornings make up a normal, gorgeous year. So open up the door and see what this store has in store. If you have any questions, I'm right here.
Looking for a tie.
Ah, well, we have a sale on Cutter Cravat Artist Originals. Oh, good morning, Mrs. Davis. I'll be with you in one moment.
Cut a cravat? The heck are those?
It's just a colorful tie brand we carry.
Colorful, huh? So, Fancy Man, you friends with any of the fellas in the paper?
I'm sorry?
All right, stop that. Stop that talk right now.
All right, lady. Whatever you say, lady. I'll just head to Penny's.
Mrs. Davis, are you all right?
Oh, yes, Edward, I'm fine.
What was that about?
Edward, please call me Louise.
That is against store policy, Mrs. Davis.
Edward, how long have I been shopping here at the Mode?
I don't know, Mrs. Davis. But you've been a favored customer ever since I've been here, and that's 3 years.
Favored by you?
Yes. Yes, Mrs. Davis. You're my favorite customer.
I should hope so. And I insist that if you see me out and about, it's Louise.
Very well, Mrs. Davis.
Oh my! What a day! Oh, hello, Mrs. Davis. It's a treat to see you. Is Edward taking care of you?
Edward always takes care of me, Mr. Appleton. I would complain to management if you were ever to leave.
You're always a delight, Mrs. Davis. I hope you will be joining us this afternoon for tea and cake at the celebration. We have the most beautiful angel food.
Oh, angel food.
It's my family's recipe, and quite famous because I don't normally give away secrets. But for you, Mrs. Davis, I'll spill the beans. Or in this case, the whites. They're 12, I use 14. 14 egg whites instead of 12.
14! I would keep that a secret. But I'm sorry, Mr. Appleton, I won't be able to be there. I hope it's a wonderful celebration.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Davis. It won't be a celebration without you. It may not be a celebration at all. That horrible story in the paper had better not ruin the Mode's party.
Mrs. Davis? What's the matter? How can I help you? What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I'd like to find something very special for Walter's birthday. It's 2 weeks away.
We have some lovely cardigans.
No, it needs to be something special.
Mrs. Davis, please tell me. What's the matter?
I think it's just the news. That awful news in the paper.
What's happening? What's everyone talking about?
Surely you saw the crowd gathering in front of the courthouse? And there are people everywhere talking. Edward, you must have heard about it. The awful news about those men and the boys.
Mama always reads the paper before me, and she wasn't feeling well this morning. How about a beautiful pair of cufflinks?
Sorry your mother isn't well.
Thank you, Mrs. Davis.
Do you know Vernon Castle?
Benny? Sure, he works at the Candy Kettle. Why?
You know him.
Mrs. Davis, I know a lot of people. I work at the Mode.
Of course you do. Forgive me. Not sure why I brought it up. Oh, look, the turtles.
Yes, those are my favorite. I think they'd make a lovely gift.
Do you? All right, then I'll take those.
Shall I put this on your account, Mrs. Davis?
Oh, yes, Edward, that'll be fine. Thank you. And, Edward, please be careful.
Careful.
Just take care.
Crush the monster.
Did you think that we'd stand back quietly? Let our town be a hotbed of sodomy? We're not losing our town in a fiery blaze. Time to plan a strategy, no delays. Time to stamp out their wicked, disgusting ways. Oh, dear Lord, what can we do? Oh, dear Lord, they won't stop till they're through. The homos are nearing their end, for we have our home to defend. We have to crush the monster, crush the monster, crush the monster, crush the monster.
Phones were ringing all over town. Mothers, fathers, clergy, and concerned citizens were flooding the police department with calls. And surely the receptionist tries her formidable best to keep up with it all.
Boise Police Department. Ma'am? Ma'am? If you could be a little quieter.
Well, you're being quite loud. Yes, I know it's a deeply disturbing situation. I'm sorry, ma'am. Please hold. Boise Police Department, can you hold? Thank you for holding. Yes? All right, you saw a man sitting on the bleachers at Boise High? Watching football practice. Oh, you're watching out your window right now. Yes, I'll let an officer know. Thank you for calling. Boise Police Department, can you hold? Thank you for holding. Yes? Oh goodness, that is disturbing. You say he was wearing a floral print shirt? And a pinky ring? At the Franklin Shopping Center? Yes, sir, I have it all written down. Thank you for calling. Boise Police Department, can you hold? Thank you for holding. Mother! No, I can't talk now. No, the phone is ringing off the hook. Yes, it's all about the homosexuals. Well, I'm sorry, what word would you rather I use? All right, it's all about the pansies. Mother, I know you have to. No, I wasn't able to step away to watch Valiant Lady at lunchtime. Yes, of course I want to know what happened, but not now, Mother. You can tell me all about it when I have to get home. I have to go. Goodbye. Thank you for holding. Ma'am, I'm back. Oh, shoot, I dropped the call.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Donald! Oh, you made me jump.
I'd like to report a fairy.
Oh, Donald, don't. I can't.
Boise Police Department, please hold.
Donald! Darling, I adore you, but it's total madness here, and I really
I
have
was
to...
just dropping by to see if you were doing anything tonight. Any plans?
No, I don't have any plans, but isn't tonight poker night?
Yes, it is. And I thought it might be nice to have you there. Boise Police Department, please hold.
You want me to come? But, Donald, I only know how to play hearts.
Play them like a fiddle.
Stop it, silly.
Look, you don't have to play. I just thought it'd be nice to show up the other fellows with a lovely hostess. You can make the drinks, serve the snacks, and be my lucky charm.
Oh, I get it. You want me to sit in the corner so no one calls here about you.
That's not funny, Shirley.
It wasn't supposed to be. Boise Police Department, can you hold? Okay, I'll come. But you have to teach me to play, so next time...
Oh, no. My girl ain't gonna be playing poker. But you can make a bowl of your surprise dip. But this time,
Yes, I know. There was too much steak sauce last time and not enough peanut butter.
You're a peach. Mwah. I'll see you at 7. Oh, and I almost forgot. I got you a shake from the Howdy Partner. They're the thickest in town.
Hey, Al!
Yes, God?
What was the name of that police officer that came by the drive-in to tell you that you need to start maybe...
Howdy, partner, shakes are the thickest in town. It's quite a job to kill jumbo-sized gorilla. Or maybe you like Coco. Coco's got me going loco. And if you like fruits, then you're in luck. Banana, and huckleberries. Serve it upside down to show you that not a drop is dripped. Oh no, Howdy Partner shakes are the thickest in town. Only 25 cents.
What was that?
That was the Howdy Partner milkshake melody. I was pretty proud of that tune back in the day. You'd walk around town hearing folks...
Al! You interrupted me with that damn earworm. I asked you what was the name of that police officer.
Well, you just interrupted me.
Are you planning on telling your part in this story or not?
What? Of course I am. It's just not the right moment to bring my story into the narrative yet. We want to create a certain sense of mystery about me. Wet their whistles to want to learn the who, the what, the where, and the why of Al Travelstead. I'm building suspense and all that sort of thing, rising slowly to a climax and getting dressed to do a scene in drag. Edward and his mama.
Mama, can I get you anything?
I would like a hot Dr. Pepper with lemon and a splash of rum. There's a pan heating on the stove.
A splash of rum?
I think a Dr. Pepper sounds tasty, and that is what I would like. Oh, that tastes good. Now let's go over this one more time. You have to make sure you get in those crevices because that is where the dust will collect. You know, these children are just a teensy bit creepy. I don't know why I love them so much.
I don't know why either, Mama. I sent you that first one as a joke.
Well, when I opened the box, I thought, what the hell is this? But then I went to the library and read about Sister Maria Innocentia Hummel and the struggles in her life, how she resisted those Nazis. These little children just became precious to me. And of course, this one looks just like you as a boy.
So you say.
Oh, baby, you're heartbroken.
Mama, you know what the doctor said.
I am not talking about me dying. Of course, you're sad about that. I'm saying you're heartbroken, and I am telling you to tell me why.
I'll get better at this. I promise. I had a friend in the war. I think you would have liked him, Mama. I think you would have liked him very much. His name was Daniel. He's from Wisconsin, and he died in the war, and I miss him all the time. I wanted to tell you, but every time I look at you sitting in your chair and smiling, I'd stop myself. I knew you'd cry if I told you.
You know the break front where I keep the Hummels? That was a gift from Miss Ida. You remember Miss Ida and Miss Rose? After your daddy died, we stayed with them for a while at their boarding house. Miss Ida and Miss Rose, they shared the bedroom at the back. And when Miss Rose took sick, Miss Ida was heartbroken too. Now you listen to me, and you listen good. This town has become rotten to the core. The moment you put me in the ground, and I'm praying for your sake, that comes soon. You get on the first bus out of here, you get out of this evil.
Hey, Gertrude!
How dare you! I was giving an affecting portrayal of Edward's dying mama. Okay. So, in the Idaho Statesman, on Friday, November 11th, it was reported that one of the first 3 men arrested, Ralph Cooper, was sentenced to a life term in the Idaho State Penitentiary. Let's get back to Shirley.
And several days later, on the 15th, Joe Moore, 54, a vice president of the Idaho First National Bank, was arrested on felony charges for committing an infamous crime against nature.
Somebody thinks they're running the show.
Remember that name, Joe Moore.
Or not. Let's get back to Shirley at the police station.
Charlotte, you have that list I asked you to type up?
Yes, sir, I do. And I had a question about one of the files I was putting away.
A question? All right, just bring the list in your notepad. We'll take a look at the file later. Now, Shirley, I believe you know prosecuting attorney Blaine Evans?
Yes, hello, Mr. Evans.
Hello, Shirley.
And this is William Fairchild, who's just been brought in to help us deal with this mess. He's going to be investigating suspects for us. Very lucky to have him. Got rid of a lot of homosexuals in the Air Force. He'll be setting up shop at his home on 16th Street.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Fairchild.
Little lady, do you have that list I asked to be typed up?
Yes, sir, I do.
Read it for us so that I can check that you didn't leave anything out.
1 reel-to-reel tape recorder, 50 reel-to-reel tapes, 10 cartons of cigarettes, pell-mells.
Pell-mells. Wherever particular people congregate.
Mr. Fairchild, I had a question about the phone line. I called the phone company. They said there's already a working line in your name at that address.
It's for a separate line from the phone my wife and children will use.
Your wife and children? They're staying at the house?
Yes, Sally, they are.
It's Shirley.
I stand corrected. Continue.
And a vanity mirror.
I bet you have a lovely vanity mirror at home, am I right, Shelley?
It's Shirley. Yes, I do.
Pick up something similar to whatever you have at home. That should suffice.
Bill, do you think you'll get any resistance with these men?
No, Blaine. You see, if those homos were real men, we might have trouble. A man might resist, might say to the sergeant, "Where's your warrant? You got an arrest warrant?" A homo is just like a woman. Like this little lady here. He's going to want to make sure he looks all neat and tidy before coming peacefully. He's going to want to talk non-stop, just like Shirley here. I got it right this time, didn't I? Aren't I a quick learner, Shirley?
Yes, sir.
I'm betting by next week I'll have a list pages long, because those homos are going to love a good gossip, just like Shirley here. Am I right, Shirley?
Yes, sir.
And when I get my list, Shirley, I'll be able to find my queen. Do you know who the queen is, Shirley?
The Queen? No, sir.
The queen is usually the richest homo in the city. Or maybe the most important homo in the city. Or maybe the prettiest homo in the city. Or maybe, if that pansy's hit the jackpot, they're all three. But Shirley, there's always a fucking queen.
Chief Brandon, this is the file I wanted to ask you about. There's one boy, Eldon Halverson, who has testimonies in 2 different cases with 2 different homosexuals. I just wanted to point it out. I thought it must be a mistake.
No, Shirley, there is no mistake.
But if the same boy is testifying in 2
Shirley! I strongly suggest you focus on clerical work and looking pretty, and let the men take care of the detective work.
Dearest Louise, I'm so very sorry. I have to go. I'll call or write soon. I love you and always will. Walter. We'd read the book together, East of Eden. We'd always pick a book to read together. I would read a chapter in the morning, and Walter would read that chapter at night. On the weekends, we'd sit on the couch and take turns reading out loud to each other. Walter reading after dinner, East of Eden. I did the dishes when they played it at the Ada. We saw the film. He saw James Dean, and he said, "My God, that boy was beautiful." His acting, his performance was so beautiful, and I saw him shaking from this heartbreaking joy. And something broke because he saw that boy. I told myself I'd known. I'd known all along. Summer weather, all forgotten. Gentle kisses, normal neighbors. Then September shifted something. Walter crying for James Dean. And he said, "My God, that boy was beautiful. His life was short and tragic, but so beautiful." And he kept on weeping. I started creeping away. And something broke when James Dean died that day, on September 30th of this year. And I started pulling away from him. I think about that now, pulling away. I'll cook your favorite meal and keep it warm. I didn't help you, Walter, but I'll try to learn. I'll hang a little sleigh bell on the door so I can hear the joyful sound when you return. Because, my God, you were so beautiful, so frightened, so alone, but oh so beautiful. I'm not what you wanted, I know you're haunted, but please, I'm something broken now, I'm not Louise. I wanted to get him something nice for his birthday. Wish I'd known he was leaving. I don't know where he's going. And I don't know what I should do with these.
What you thinking about, Al?
I was just thinking that.
I love me a Frank. Frank! Love me a Frank. Frank! Murder. They don't want some chili, sprinkle of cheese. Oh, so yummy, it slips down to these. I love me a Frank. Frank! Murder. Love me a Frank. Frank! Murder. Throw on some onions and a pile of kraut. Oh boy, yes sir, that's what I'm talking about. I love me a Frank. Frank! Frank! Murder. I would call and Violet would be crying. She cried all the time. She said the neighborhood children wouldn't play with our kids anymore. I was married and had kids. I was a respectable family man. Surprise! Violet wouldn't let the parents wouldn't let their children take class from Violet at the Travelstead School for Dance, so she had to close it. I knew a policeman who was a good friend. You asked his name earlier. I don't kiss and tell, but he loved about Frank. Frank Furter! He gave me a tip they were going to come after me, and I left. Satisfied?
For now.
Good enough. Alrighty then, moving on. You know who else had left? Our boy in the park, William Baker. Remember? His father told him it was time for him to join the army. He said it was time for him to learn to man up. William at U.S. Army, Fort Carson, Colorado.
Oh, hi. You in this barrack? I'm new here. My name's Michael, but everybody calls me Mickey.
Like the mouse?
Yeah, just like. What's your name?
Tex.
Tex. Really? Your parents named you Tex?
No. My parents named me William Harvey Baker. My dad's name is William Garland Baker. You're gonna call me Tex, like everyone else around here, okay?
Okay, sorry. I was just trying to be friendly. Are you from Texas?
Do you want a knuckle sandwich?
No.
Just being friendly. I thought it was polite to ask. I'm from Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho. What'd you do there?
Worked at a shoetorium.
What's a shoetorium?
A store where they sell shoes, for Christ's sakes, dunce. Me and my boys, we'd hang out at the roller rink and at the park, make money, work on our cars, get guys to buy us liquor, shit like that.
Why'd you join up?
Oh, Christ, you're a little chatterbox, aren't you?
Oh, wait a minute. Boise, Idaho. I just read.
What were you reading about, Four Eyes? Reading all about the homos?
Hey, you're hurting
Oh
me.
yeah, but you like it when it hurts. You're a Nancy boy, aren't you? You were looking pretty light in those loafers you were shining, huh? Flower, flamer, fucking queen. I'll beat the shit out of you!
What the hell's going on? Province attention! I said what the hell's going on?
Nothing, sir. Tex was just showing me a wrestling move I asked about.
Baker, get your duffel and get your ass out of here. I'm not having any bent boys in my barracks. I'm calling your father. God damn it!
Ow! Rattlestead!
Well, that was just mean. You didn't even give me a heads up. Can I say fuck?
That's fine! As long as you don't take my name in vain, then I don't give a shit.
By the time the statesman arrived on Thanksgiving, 6 more men had been arrested. Blaine Evans, the prosecuting attorney, said they were arrested on evidence supplied by a number of boys, some in their teens, some 20 years old. In Boise, back in the day, there was a parade called, wait for it, the Fairyland Parade. Hold on. And the parade's crowning event was the appearance of the Fairy Queen. There's always a fucking queen. Later, they changed the name to the Holiday Parade. I can't imagine why.
Fairyland is here. Fairyland is near. Fairyland is here today. Boise, Idaho. USA. USA.
Oh, for crying out loud, 20 years old. Shit.
Shirley!
Shoot, shit! It's open, Donald!
What on earth? What are you doing? You're not even dressed?
Sorry, Donald. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I started looking at these files.
Shirley, my parents are holding a spot for us at the parade. We have... What files? Files from work? You took files from the police department!
I know, I shouldn't have. I'm gonna go back in early Monday morning and put them back in the cabinet. But Donald, look at this. In these 2 cases, there is a man.
Shirley!
A man! Eldon Halverson, who states that his age is 20. 20 is above the age of consent. I thought this was all about the boys, but now they're...
Now they're what?
Now they're arresting men.
Who are deviants? Breaking the law? Put them all on an island and let them die. End of discussion. What is happening to you?
I guess I'm not sure.
Well, I'm sure about this. You had better get ready, and you had better meet us at the parade in 15 minutes.
I had better?
Yes, surely. You had better.
Fairy set the stage. The fairy floats. Fairies pose and shine.
Stirring up the petticoats.
You can't turn your gaze from our fairy ways. It's spectacular, miraculous, here in Fairyland. And everyone's fine with what we design. Or honestly, what would they do without us? Yes, everyone's fine with how we define our work, our plans, ourselves. Not trolls, not gnomes, not elves. We're fairies. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Louise?
Walter! Oh, Edward.
Louise, are you all right? Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's just you seemed so upset. I was worried. Where is Mr. Davis? Louise, can I walk you over to the park and get you out of this crowd? Maybe you could sit down for a bit. I could look for Mr. Davis while you wait.
I bet you could. I bet you'd know just where to find Mr. Davis if you looked.
I'm sorry, Louise. I don't understand.
My name is Mrs. Davis. Mrs. Davis, do you hear? I'll report you. First thing on Monday, I'll make a call and report you.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Davis. I didn't mean to upset. Truly, I didn't. Please don't do that. Please don't. What could you possibly tell them about me?
There's an urban legend of our gracious fairy queen. She's very often talked about and hardly ever seen.
They say that if you clap enough, she'll grace you with a song. So come on now, what's taking
As you paddle away to fairyland tonight, Bubbles, remember, there's always a fucking queen. Come on and tell me your secret. Come on and show what you've got. I know the way to be secret. I know that you said do not. Come on and whisper your wishes. Come let me loosen your tie. I'll grant you all of your wishes. The fairy queen doesn't lie. I see that you're bubbling. You need a release. I get that it's troubling, but baby, I'll bring you peace. Come on and speak honestly. Your secret is safe with me. The pen, I'll sneak around quietly. You're filled with anxiety. Your secret is safe with me. Come on, trust in your neighbor. I know you've proven my worth. I'll always call you my neighbor. I've known the city from birth. My folks were powerful people, and power leads to abuse. But oh, you beautiful people, my pretty lips are loose. I see that you're surging. You need to be tamed. I continue my urging. No need to be ashamed. I'll soothe your insanity. Your secret is safe with me. The tales of friends, foes, and family, and of their depravity. Your secret is safe with me. I haven't told about your sister's last abortion. I haven't told about the bruises on your darling wifey's face. I haven't told about the senator's extortion. I haven't told about the bishop who I said I'd never tell.
Where are you going, boy?
The parade.
I told you you're not leaving this house.
Oh, Father, please just let the boy.
Shut up. You open your mouth one more time, I
Just
swear
let
to
me
Jesus,
fondle
I'll break
your
your
brain.
goddamn jaw.
There's lots of mischief
What do you have to say
inside
to me,
you.
boy? Think you're a
Just
tough
let me
man now?
unclog your drain.
Got yourself kicked out of the army.
You didn't call me
I have
a
nothing
fairy.
to say to you.
I've known
Nothing to
since
say
I
to
was
me, huh?
13.
Oh, Father, please don't.
I was
Told you to
like
keep your mouth
no
shut.
bird.
You touch her again, and I'll
The day that I was a queen.
Raise a hand on your mouth. You stay down there.
Go and say that I'm
leaning on your knees in front of a mirror.
I'm not some regular
Put your
faggot.
hands together, you pray to God.
I pull the
Pray to
strings
Jesus
of
himself
everything
for
deep
forgiveness.
in my need. I rule. I'm living my destiny. Your secret is safe with me.
hell do you think you're doing? You want to get hit again? I'll break every bone in your goddamn fucker. You stupid fucking. I'm the loneliest boy in the world.
Oh God, William, what have you done?
I don't care about nobody, and nobody cares.
Let Mom take that.
Where I go, what I do, who I shoot, who I screw.
I'm going to call the police. I'll tell them it was me, baby. I'll tell them it was me.
See, I'm lonely. I only got me. I got told a lot of lies. I got beaten, I got wise and surprised. Like a hardened old cowboy, I drew my gun and I watched the dust fly in the setting sun. There were two standing tall, but the other would fall. Now I wonder if a cowboy would run. I'm the loneliest boy in the world, riding for the horizon. My eyes on the moon, feel the cold desert air, feel that nobody's there. I don't wanna, but I'm gonna keep on. I've got nothing, I'm flat broke, but I won't stagger, I won't choke. Didn't care what strangers spoke. They thought I'd go up in smoke. What a joke! Like a hardened old cowboy, I tensed my brow. There was only so much that I could allow. There was one last remark, and it set off a spark. Now I wonder where a cowboy goes now. The frontier's disappearing. I wander back to where I stood and I hold my ground. I'm having trouble hearing the people speaking as they crowd around. Can't hear a sound.
Baby, my sweet, brave baby, they didn't believe me. Police Chief Brandon is here to speak with you.
I'm the loneliest boy in the world, and I'll keep up that title while I make amends. Someone's dead, ends up dead. Someone's crying, someone fled. That's the story of a poor boy like me. Like a hardened old cowboy, I hold this pain, and I watch as the dust fades away in the rain. Through the night I am haunted. I got what I wanted, but in here his face will remain. In here his face will remain.
Oh,
There were 4 more arrests before Christmas. William Baker confessed to the murder of his father. And there was an article in Time magazine stating that Boise had sheltered a widespread homosexual underground. By December 23rd, 5 men were sentenced to serve terms between 5 years and 10 years, with one man's sentence commuted to 6 months for his willingness to cooperate in the investigation. Edward and Fairchild in the house on 16th Street. Come on in. Thanks for coming down.
Well, I wasn't sure that I had a choice.
Of course you did. I just want to have a little chat. Have a seat. Would you like a glass of water, Eddie?
It's Edward, and no, I'm fine.
Hang on one little second, Eddie. I just need to change the tape.
The tape?
You don't mind, do you? I hope you don't mind.
No, I suppose not.
Good. Well, then I suppose we'll go ahead. Tell me about the little boys.
I'm sorry, what?
The little boys. The sergeant tells me you have a beautiful break front filled with little boys.
Oh, the Hummels. Well, there are boys and girls.
But mainly boys.
They were my mother's. She passed away a week ago.
Oh, that's sad.
I was stationed in West Germany after the war, and I would send them to her.
The sergeant tells me you'd started to do some packing. Planning a trip sometime soon.
No, not a trip. I'll be moving after the new year.
Yes, I believe you will. Do you mind if I put on some music?
Music? I don't understand what's...
It's relaxing, don't you think? A little Felicia Farrelly. I hear you're quite the dancer. I'm told you never miss an episode of Arthur Murray's Dance Party. I'm not asking, I'm telling. I'll lead. You're quite the dancer. I knew you were a homo.
Don't call me that.
I've been studying homos for quite some time, and Eddie, you're a homo.
Stop.
Homo. I make the move. I broke you down. For once all your words are and follow you. Learn that it takes to follow through. Oh, get my man. Sing!
I don't know the words.
Sing! Sing! Tell me every homo you know. Now. Milton Halverson, come on in. Do you know this boy?
No, I don't know him. And that doesn't look like a boy. How old are you?
You're not asking questions here. You're answering them. Did you have sex with this boy?
No, I did not have sex with him.
You're a damn liar. You're a liar and a homo. Eldon, did you have sex with this man?
Yes, sir, I did.
Would you swear to that in court?
Yes, sir, I would.
Good boy. Here's your gas money. Oh, and Eldon, do you mind stepping out for a bit? I think Eddie and I could talk better if we were alone. We have some things to discuss before I decide whether to have him taken downtown and arrested. Oh, and Eldon, in case I forget, Merry Christmas. We're neighbors, of course, but there's hate deep inside us. So let's take a break from this verbal detritus. And when we come back, it's a whole other world. You watch and you'll see as a the stories unfurled. Come on up, 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 come on to the show now.
So, here we are at the end of Act 1, and we know next to nothing about Al Travelstead.
Just you wait. Act 2 is gonna be a doozy.
You fucking with me, Al?
That doesn't seem like it would be a very good idea.
No! I can tell you that it would not. I have been very patient throughout this whole evening, and I am the entire and distract this fine audience from the reason that we are here tonight.
Plague of locusts, sobbing at the more full-on flood piss. That's me. It's probably fine with you. He thinks I'm having him on. But I came back down here, and I'm not going to share with you fine people the story of Al Travelstead, the real story. Quite frankly, he thinks that I'm a chicken.
Jesus fucking Christ, Al. You think because you're whispering that I can't hear you? You can honestly just stand there and think it, and I'll know every single thought that's running through that head of yours, and through the heads of every single person sitting there. You're going to open Act 2 with the story of Mel fucking Durr. See? You can't hide anything from me. And yeah, I'm pissed off. I get pissed off every goddamn day. During this pandemic,
wait, what?
Fuckers can't even keep a mask on over their nose and mouth. I'm sure that when you choked on your milk, it came flying out your nostrils. You're not going to learn anything here tonight, Al, even if you do get the balls to tell your story. They don't give a shit about each other. They sure as hell don't give a shit about you, or your story, or about having sex with men and bull.
Jimmy? Hope you smoked and took a piss. Now we can get on with this. This is where the going gets great. If you feel upset or sick, just give your drink a little kick. We got a lot of shit on our plate. Can't escape from your troubles and be who you want to be. But as you see, it ain't hassle-free. Welcome to the show on the roof. The dirtier half. Sidle up beside me at the show on the roof. It gets harder to laugh, but try as best you can as we invite you back to fantasy. Yes, I'm starting Act 2 with a mini musical within our musical, the story of Mel fucking Durr. Now that wasn't a very nice way for the Lord to refer to the Beulah Award-winning actor, director, and all-around star of the Boise Little Theater. I had a love-hate relationship with Mel. He was a theatrical institution, and I was a novelty act on the roof of a drive-in outside the city limits. Mel was better looking than me, better known, and had way more sex than I did. I was, if I'm being honest. And listen, folks, I've been nothing but honest with you tonight. Jealous. That was until inside the Boise Little Theater, July 29th, 1953, a rehearsal for the play Charlie's Aunt, 2 years before the fall of 55. Now listen up, everyone! Opening is tomorrow, and I want each and every one of you to know how truly special you are. Now, please, can we just get to the next section without calling for line? And Lord Fancourt, my dear, listen. He's finding a thrill in dressing in women's clothes. It's releasing in him a joy and a freedom he's never felt before. Yes, she's frightened, but the fear only makes it more exciting, dare I say it, more arousing to him, yes?
So, do you want me to use my funny lady voice or no?
Sure. Do the funny lady voice. And act!
Mr. Spittigue, will you introduce
How annoying. Why couldn't she have kept away? Oh, certainly. Donna Lucia, Mrs. Buttercup Smith. Mrs. Buttercup Smith, Donna Lucia Delvadores.
How do you do? I'm Charlie's aunt from Brazil, where the nuts come from.
How do you do? Do you know I'm most interested in meeting you?
Really?
I knew your late husband. Intimately.
Stop! Lord Fancourt, how many times do I have to tell you? I'm Charlie's aunt from Brazil. A little pause, where the nuts come from.
Is that a line reading?
No. I would never give you a line. I just want your fans to get as much enjoyment out of your performances as I do. But sweetheart, you deliver it however you want. Because let's face it, there's nothing funnier than a man in a dress. Just a little more, my darlings. I need just a little more from the top.
Mr. Spittigue, will you introduce me?
How annoying.
This hurts my brain. The actor sucked, the rent is due, and I'm the only person who understands the arts. I'm going insane. Lord Fancourt took it personally when I asked if he would enter me, and it's been a damn eternity since someone touched my parts. I'm the kind of man who enjoys a festive evening, making 5-course meals for my raucous lady friends. It's almost a month now. I want dick, not cordon bleu. I'm Mel, the vainglorious artist, hungry for you. Just a little more. If I were younger, I'd be on my knees. Just a little more. Just a taste or a touch, I'm begging you, please. Immediately after the rehearsal, outside the Boise Little Theater.
Hey, excuse me, mister. Mister, can you give me a ride home?
I suppose. Where do you live?
Out on the avenue.
Sure, hop in.
What were you doing in there?
I'm rehearsing a play. It's called Charlie's Aunt. It's funny. You might enjoy it.
Oh, as good as Abbott and Costello go to Mars.
Well, that's a tall order.
Tall order?
That's a lot to ask. I can get you 2 tickets if you want to bring a girl.
What makes you think I got a girl? This is my house here on the right. Hey, mister, can we drive out a little bit longer? I seldom get a chance to stay out late. Let's drive out a little further on Warm Springs.
All right. You lead the way.
You know Benny?
Benny Castle. Sure, I know him.
Oh, well.
Well enough.
Then you must like this, right? It blows my mind. I thought that it'd be dangerous when I pictured almost all of this for all my childhood. He's one of a kind. He's sending shivers up my spine. I am this man's and he is mine. He's mortal and I am divine. And God, does it feel good. I'm the kind of boy who always does his homework, who respects his dad and kisses mom upon the head. If they knew my schedule, there'd be a hell of a hullabaloo. I'm Frank, the golden child, and I love what you do. Just a little more. Wait, go right there and freeze. Just a little more. Help me have a release, I'm begging you, please.
Now, we leap forward 2 years in time to the madness of the fall of '55. Mel and his gal pal Irene in Mel's apartments.
Mel, aren't you nervous?
Nervous! I fooled around with every man and boy in this town I could get my hands on. I'm driving all the way out to the Howdy Partner for my burgers because the Fancy Freeze is too damn close to that hell house on 16th.
Mel, you have to leave.
Irene, you know I'm dying to do Tea House of the August Moon, and BLT is going to do it in a year.
Mel, my dear, if you don't hop it, you're going to be wearing a jumpsuit in a jailhouse, not playing Sakini in a Matsuki.
Mel reluctantly did as Irene suggested. He hopped it and fled to San Francisco. But on January 7th, 1956, just a few months later, Mel received a visitor to the Paris of the West. Sheriff House?
Hello, Mel. I hate to tell you this and spoil your day, but you're under arrest for lewd and lascivious conduct. My wife, Dorothy, is waiting in the car and can't wait to see you. We're driving you back to Boise.
And I think you're just as talented a director as you are an actor. I adore Gramercy Ghost. Oh, so romantic. And the first appearance of the ghost, magic. Mel, how did you do it?
I don't want to spoil it, Dorothy.
Now, Dorothy, leave Mel be. This isn't a pleasure trip.
That doesn't mean it has to be unpleasant,
He walked between two flats that looked like a solid wall.
That was it.
Well, lights and misdirection help.
Oh, I don't think it was misdirected at all.
It's like a bad dream. They travel near 600 miles on a panic caused by pedophiles. Throw me into jail. I'm not what I seem. I just enjoy a tete-a-tete and getting hard and getting wet, inhaling in the smell of sweat with any willing male. Sheriff Dockhouse got back to Boise with Mel, put him in jail, and skedaddled all the way to West Point, New York on January 10th, 1956.
Hello, Frank. I hate to tell you this and spoil your day, but we're going to have to bring you back to Boise to testify in the trial of Mel Durr. Durr has said in his statement that he engaged in lewd and lascivious behavior with you on numerous occasions. I'm afraid I've had to tell the school authorities about this matter as well. Do you have anything you wish to say?
I was scared to say I wanted him to touch me, that the golden child liked the things he did. But I'm young and I'm frightened, so I'm willing to give up what's true. I'm Frank and I'm kicked out of West Point because of you.
And then Frank gave his statement about that car ride that took place 2 years earlier outside the Boise Little Theater on July 29th, 1953.
Hey, excuse me, mister! Mister! Can you give me a ride home?
I suppose. Where do you live?
Out on the avenue.
Sure, hop in.
What were you doing in there?
I'm rehearsing a play. It's called Charlie's Aunt. It's funny. You might enjoy it.
As good as Abbott and Costello go to Mars.
Well, that's a tall order.
Tall order?
That's a lot to ask. I can get you 2 tickets if you want to bring a girl.
Oh, that'd be great! I'll ask Elaine if she'd like to go. Oh, this is my house, mister. Hey, mister, I said that was my house?
Benny told me you'd like to have some fun.
Benny? I don't know a Benny. You're scaring me. Pull over. You're gonna get into trouble. My dad's on the city council. Let me out of here.
Sure, I'll pull over. Now show me you're grateful for the ride I'm giving you tonight. And then Mel was brought before the judge on April 13th, 1956.
Oh, so now you'd like me to speak.
Your Honor, I beg your forgiveness. Will you please play the voice of the judge?
It would be my honor. How do you plead?
Your Honor, I plead not guilty. But before the trial, on September 13th, 1956, Mel finally got very nervous.
Mel, I hear you've had a change of heart.
Yes, Your Honor, and I would like to change my plea to guilty.
Mel Durr, you will serve a 5-year withheld sentence and are ordered to probation and will spend 6 months in the county jail.
I'm sorry, what does that mean exactly?
Mel, you're going to jail for 6 months and then you'll be out on probation.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you for your leniency. But you see, auditions for Tea House of the August Moon will be in January, and well, I was hoping...
No, Tom Wright would be much better for the part.
Just a little more. 6 months.
A bit more time.
My God, I feel like now.
Just a little more.
Just a little more. A couple months or years, I'll keep on walking on glass. What occurred in Mel Durr's jail cell toward the end of his probation?
My name is Jack Luther, and I'm deposing and saying that nobody has given me nothing for making this statement. On the night of January 7th, 1957, I had fallen asleep when all of a sudden I was awakened by Mel Durr taking my penis in his mouth and sucking on it. Sucking on it, and sucking on it, until I shot my load! I hereby state that I don't know why I let him suck me off, and I don't know why I didn't resist.
My name is Mayo D. Kelso. I'm saying and deposing that about 10 days ago, I heard a sucking noise, which became louder and louder, interrupting my rest. For the next 10 days, this was repeated 3 or 4 times.
A little harder with my titty this time? Oh!
My eye.
Then, at 10:30 p.m., on the set night, set date, January 15th, 1957, I heard the sucking sound commence. I state that I have no tolerance or liking or interest in homo kinds of things.
Oh, teeth.
At said time, I got out of my bunk, and on so doing, I watched as Durr put his mouth over the swollen head of Luther's dick and saw that Durr was sloppily sucking on the same. I reached under my bunk and was surprised to find a camera with a flash attachment, which belongs to the prosecuting attorney and somehow ended up under my bunk. And I photographed the said Durr and Luther in the above-mentioned act of sucking dick.
What the hell? Explosion!
Fuck! I was so close!
I then called the guard and delivered above-mentioned camera into his hands, and I do hereby and forevermore swear that said photograph in said sealed envelope depicts the sucking of Jack Luther by Mel Durr in the Ada County Jail.
In light of this evidence and these statements provided to the court, Mel Durr, you are now sentenced to 7 years in the state penitentiary!
The years drag on. As an artist, I am dead inside. Not a wisp of my expansive pride survives the prison walls.
My life is gone, and looking back where we began, I shared the blame but shamed this man, and now I do not have a plan, and no one hears my calls. Now I'm on the edge, terrified of what's below me. What I left unsaid now is ringing in my ears, but I wiped my tears, and I'm wanting to be around you.
I'm mad and I'm lost and I need you to pull me through. Just a little more.
Just a little more.
Just a little more.
Just a little more. Just a little more.
Just a little more.
Just a little more. I give you a little more.
Now it stings me to the core. What is living for if I can't give a little bit more of me?
If I can give a little bit more of me.
And Tom Wright won Best Actor for his performance in Tea House of the August Moon. The end. Now you have to admit that was a pretty dramatic way to open the second act. Stunned into silence. Thank God. Shirley finishes work at the police station in the winter of 1956.
Mother! I don't agree. I think all of this has gone far enough. Well, that's just never going to happen. Round up all the homosexuals. How is that supposed to happen? How do you know who is a homosexual and who is not, Mother? They are arresting men for having consensual sex. A young man shot and killed his father, and the whole town has lost its mind. Well, who do I sound like if I don't sound like me, Mother? Yes. Yes, I know. I hurt your feelings more and more these days. I'm sorry. I'm going to hang up now. I have a lot of work to do.
So did you mean it? What you said on the phone last night?
Yes, Donald, it's over, and I would appreciate it if you leave. I'm working.
Well, your loss!
Yes, I'm sure I'm losing my one chance at true love.
Let me ask you something. When exactly was it that you became a homo-loving bitch?
Let me see. Right around the same time I realized you're a fucking dipshit!
I knew you were a problem from the moment I met you. Let me be very clear. I don't like having a woman in this office. It's not the proper place for a lady. Obviously, that doesn't bother you.
Meaning, Mr. Fairchild?
You a homo lover?
I don't know. I don't know that I've ever known any. You seem to like spending a lot of time with them. But to tell you the truth, these days it can't be any worse than putting up with assholes like you.
You're fired. No, I said.
Fire me. You're not my boss.
No woman is going to take that tone with me.
This woman is going to take any damn tone she wants. One brain cell down the drain. Every time I hear you speak, one brain cell deep in pain. Oh my Lord, it's getting bleak. If only you had a day in my shoes, you'd see how you could give you the blues. I don't need to hear you out. It's clear beyond a shadow of doubt. Boise Grease Department.
Yes, hello. I saw my grandmother holding hands with my aunt. Do you think they're from the Isle of Lesbos?
Please hold. Boise Deceased Department.
Yeah. I caught my son playing with his sister's dolls. I'd like to bring him down to the station.
There's 2 brain cells down the drain. Every time you
Reagan, yeah!
No, don't even open your mouth. This situation can only go south. 2 brain cells die in vain just before you. Boise Obese Department.
We're starting to have a real squirrel problem here in Boise. The trees are infested.
You're fucking nuts! If you could just listen back for a bit, you'd notice your tongue is coated with shit. I don't need to hear anymore. My gears are all grinded and sore. What if we scare all the panties away? That highway patrolman is brazenly fey. The homos have started a secret society. Help me, I'm having castration anxiety. Cleanse the taverns, burn the theaters, decimate the bottom feeders. Hey, are you listening? What can I do for you? Why aren't you helping me? People, I'm trying to. Thank you for holding. All my brain cells down the drain. Every time I exist, all little brain cells hit by a train. Every time I'm in your midst, I'm thinking it's time to get away for a stretch. Away from the people who are making me wretch. I'm out of here. Just gather my dear few survivors. I think that's all I'll need. 'Cause soon I will be freed. And I won't miss you. Any of you?
Louise visits Edward at the Ada County Jail.
Hello, Edward.
What are you doing here?
I came to talk to you.
Talk to me. About what? About being a criminal? A monster? Someone who needs to be locked up so he can't harm anyone else? I've never harmed anyone in my life. Not even during the war. But sitting here for months, I'd like to harm someone now. Make someone else feel like a disease. When they brought me in for interrogation, they told me they could take me to a place. That I'd be given a therapist who would talk to me and help me stop being the way that I am. So, tell me, what do you want to talk to me about? You think you know me. You don't know anything about me. Sorry, Mrs. Davis, but I don't want to talk to you. I want to be left alone.
I can't stop thinking about that day at the parade. I was so frightened. Just all of a sudden so completely terrified. Walter had just left a few days before. And then I saw you. And I got so angry. I'm still so angry. But not at you. At Walter. I did. I wanted to hurt you. I thought they should all be locked up. Every single one. And I meant it. I really meant it. I wanted to report you, but I didn't. I didn't do that to you. I don't think that I would ever do that to anyone. I hope that I would. But then after Christmas, I saw your name in the paper. Edward Kelly, 33, head of the men's department at the Moe. I never knew your name was Kelly. Are you frightened?
I'm terrified.
Is your mother all right? Has she been to visit?
My mother passed away just before Christmas.
I'm so sorry.
I'm glad that she's not here to see this. I didn't. The man that they say it wasn't a young boy, it was a man, but I didn't. It's not that it's not that I wouldn't, but I didn't. Not with him.
With others? With Walter?
With Mr. Davis?
He was like you.
Like me? I didn't know your husband, Mrs. Davis. I don't know anything about your husband. Are you leaving town?
Yes, I'm leaving. I'm sick of the whispering at the salon and the store. I just want to feel normal again.
Yes, that would be nice. Could I be a man who needs therapy? Never thought a shrink would take care of me. I'm just trying to have a normal life. I hear talk, what most people think of us. I'm in shock. I'm now on the brink of this future in which my very best choice is years in a pen on the outskirts of Boise. Why can't I just be? I don't see my life as incredible, but being me is is not so forgettable. I smile sometimes when no one else does. I am not trying to move the ground. I am not shifting the world around. All that I'm saying is, hey, here I am now. If you could just stop giving a damn. Why can't I just be normal? Look at me, aren't I normal too? I'm talking, I'm walking, I'm thinking something like you. Why can't I just be normal? I am now some beast to be scared about, 'cause somehow my secret was shared about. It's kidding me how small this town really is. I can't change the person I am today. If I could, would worry be wiped away. But truth be told, I'm more frightened than any one of these people who fear what I am. Why can't I just be normal? Why is this man before you not normal too? I am living, I'm breathing, I'm feeling something like you. I walk by the river, dipping toes and skipping stones with the person I choose. We cruise through the city, waving hi to folks we motor past, and smiling as we're driving fast, and blasting out the radio, and planning out where we could go, and that would be normal. You would see me and say, hey, he's normal too. To be here without fear, to be friends with someone like you. I am just normal. Can't you see that I'm normal?
I like to think we could have been friends. I do so hope it works out for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Davis.
Please. My name is Louise. I'm not Mrs. Davis. I'm not sure I ever was Mrs. Davis.
Thank you, Louise. I wish you the best as well.
Goodbye, Edward.
Louise and Shirley, get out of this godforsaken town.
Where are you heading?
To Sacramento.
Not bringing much then.
Not a memento. A bag of things to stay alive. I'll sort out the rest when I arrive. Mind if I ask you?
What's with the dishware?
I didn't say it.
I'm taking them elsewhere. A little town in Oregon. Get my life back to before again. A place that is calm. And just for a while, I'm staying with my mom. And then down the line, the Salton Sea. I'm planning out a new start for me.
I've never left here.
'Cause it's so inviting.
I want a journey.
It's quite exciting. I've traveled down the western coast, and I think I like Seattle most.
And Sacramento. So you would pick it.
better than Boise.
I've got my ticket. I guess I'll finally learn to cook, work in radio, and maybe write a book. Now that would be nice. People would listen and ask my advice. And then down the line, Peabody, I'm planning out a new start for me. One time on this bus, I'm going farther than you could believe. One time on this bus, I'll get a bit of reprieve. Goodbye to streets I've known since I was a kid. Hello to what I'll do, not what I did. It's bittersweet, leaving everything I know. But now I'm ready to go.
Looks like it's coming.
Slow as molasses.
Just up the block now.
Let's get off our asses. You need a hand there.
They're light as a feather.
Watch where you step then.
Can we sit together?
Allegedly, William Fairchild's investigation led to a list of 500 names. Mayor R.E. Edlifson wrote the city council that 1,472 people were interviewed. By the end, 16 men were prosecuted. 15 were convicted or pled guilty. 9 went to prison for terms from 9 months to 6 months to 9 years. There were many men who fled before they could be investigated. In 7 of the cases, the accusers were of legal age. William Baker, who murdered his father, was sentenced to 10 years. With good behavior, he could be freed in 3. The end of Edward's trial at the Ada County Courthouse.
Al Travelstead's trial before his Lord God Almighty.
So maybe, just maybe, you're going to keep your trap shut. The end of Edward's trial.
Where were
at the
you,
Ada
Al?
County.
What happened to you in 1955?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Little Pedro has a Sunday all covered with nuts. You can't say no because it's bueno. No ifs, ands, or buts.
What happened?
What happened, Al?
My name was scratched out in Lee Gibson's confession, and Joe Moore's name was written in, and he was arrested in my place. I mean, it's not as if Joe Moore was innocent. And I fled to Tijuana, and I drank, and I got very, very down. I was so alone, and it was all gone. I asked Violet to sell the drive-in and take the money to get her and the kids down to Mexico, and she said yes. We moved to Mexico City, and I tried to get something going. The kids hated the food. Then after a year, we moved across the border to California. I opened a Sizzler. The top sirloin was $1.59.
And then what happened, Al?
I became normal. Normal's just a Sizzler serving frozen meat. Normal is a roof without the sound of tapping feet. Normal is a family where the whole damn time they're sweet. But I don't want to be normal.
Is that what it is, Al?
Normal isn't happy. Normal's quite a word. Normal as a concept is a little bit absurd. Normal's what the folks around told me they preferred. But I don't
That's
want
what you've
to
been
be
hiding
normal.
all night? That's your big secret?
Who would want to be normal? I wish I was ugly, loud, depraved, and proud. Every night before this crowd. But now I have one final chance, by fucked up cosmic circumstance, to try and pull my insides out and tell the world what I'm about.
just end up being no more interesting than anyone else? No more memorable? Every one of you ends up normal.
What kind of God are you?
I'm your God, Al. Just yours. Just that never-ending little voice in your head. What happened your last evening at the Howdy Partner in 1955?
No, I don't want to do that.
Al Travelstead's last evening.
I said no! They know enough now. They don't need to see that. Please, I'm begging you. I didn't think this through. I didn't know that it would.
What, Al? You didn't know that it would hurt? Did you think it would be fun again? What did you think? That you would come down here and tell this story? And that it wouldn't burn your heart? Al Travelstead's last evening at the Howdy Partner in 1955!
All right. All righty then. Let's do this.
Here's your suitcase.
Thanks, Violet.
I put a bottle of Pepto-Bismol in your
Thanks,
dog
Violet.
kit. I'm worried about your stomach.
I'm sorry.
Well, you always eat spicy foods.
No, I'm sorry about this, about everything.
Stop that, Al! You have nothing to be sorry about. This town has gone mad. Pete Willis could get in a lot of trouble for telling us they were coming after you. He could lose his job. He and Alice have been very good friends to us. She says, I should be just fine once all this calms down.
Vi, I have to tell you, Pete and I...
Al Travelstead, are you going to stand there and tell me all the things I already know?
It's true. Anything you've imagined.
Well, I haven't imagined any of it. You know I was never one for any of that. Any of it. I was always so happy for you. And I never thought ill of you, so you get that out of your head.
My dearest Violet, I won't be coming back.
I know, my dearest. Al Travelstead, you were the greatest adventure of my life. And now it's time for you to have the greatest adventure of yours. And the Lord loves you, loves everything about you, and He made you to be just the way you are. You remember that?
What the hell was that, Al?
The way I wished it could have been.
Al Travelstead's last evening at the Howdy Partner in 1955!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Alice told me. Well, she tried to tell me. She threw up before she could finish. All over the carpet. There's vomit all over the carpet. With Pete! That's why you're getting away with it, because you fucked Pete! Or did Pete fuck you? Which was it, you asshole? Did you fuck little boys too?
Why don't you be using that kind of language? You know the Lord.
Damn it! Did you fuck boys too? Did you fuck boys too?
Well, when Wayne was 17, I sucked his dick, and then on the next day when he fucked me on his birthday, he was 18. So yes and no.
Rot in hell, you piece of shit. God damn you to hell!
And that, Al, what the fuck was that?
What she should have said!
What really happened, Al? Al Travelstead's last evening at the Howdy Partner in 1955!
I made some sandwiches for you to eat on the bus. Tomato cheese. Just like your mama made down in Boise City, Oklahoma. I always thought that was the craziest thing. Born in Boise City, Oklahoma, lived in Boise, Idaho.
It's pretty crazy, all right. Thanks for that.
It's all right. We're gonna be fine.
Did you kiss the kids goodnight?
I did. And I told them you have to go on a trip to see some other restaurants so we can make even more improvements. And then little Altie said, how can Daddy make improvements to something that's perfect? It's the family that matters, Al. That's all that matters. You'll see. Everything will be normal soon, I promise. You call every stop along the way, you hear? And you eat those sandwiches right away. They'll turn if you don't.
Yes, sir.
God loves you, Al. And he always forgives.
Do you? Do you always forgive? Do you forgive me for the boys I had sex with? Do you forgive me for all the men? How do you know where the line is when the world tells you that everything you do and think and want is wrong? When you are the infamous crime against nature? When society keeps piling more and more on top of the box, the sides are going to split and you are not going to like what starts to seep out. So do you forgive me for the fucking sucking and diddling? The dreaming about a cock? The sheer terror and thrill of standing in a urinal? Or getting a cramp in the front seat of a car down some dirt road? When I died in 1984, so many boys and men had started to die with sores all over their skinny, weightless, suffocating bodies, and I thought, you don't forgive. You never forget. Well, maybe I don't forgive you. You're a cruel and vengeful motherfucker.
If I allow you back upstairs, you're going to have that mouth washed out with a large bar of soap for a small eternity!
Can we stop this fighting, please? It's causing me a little anxiety.
Well, what do you suggest we do instead?
I would suggest that we not end this evening with you two fighting and tearing the heavens apart. Haven't we had enough sadness for one night?
Well, what do you have in mind, Jimmy Sales?
I thought we could have an uplifting 11 o'clock number.
Al Travelstead, my friend, you sit yourself down.
Take some deep breaths and let me soothe your savage breast. I was arrested in December of 1955, just before Christmas, and my story goes a little something like this. I have always had a passion for music and theater, 'cause from the start my mama played the organ at the Ader. She was wonderful whenever in command of Annie's all-girl band. And all those gals were at the house all the time, so I basically had 20 aunts, and that was just sublime. Auntie Linda was the youngest, Auntie Pearl would muss my hair, Auntie Dot was hung up on the gents, Auntie B was soothing, Aunties Beverly and Bonnie, they were twins, were Alice, Maggie, and Emma were morose. Aunties Carol and Rebecca were very close. Aunties Hazel, Mary, Penny, Eve, Joanna, and Pauline would never speak till prompted by Laura or Maxine. And that group of ladies helped me through the hardest years that I've seen. Allow me now to tell you what I mean. I was a sickly little fella from the start, born 8 weeks premature with a problematic heart. They slapped me and poked me and put me in machines. A lot of trouble for a family of little means. At 3 I got the measles, then when I was 6, an ear infection that the doctors tried to fix. It's a good thing that I hardly use my left ear, 'cause thanks to Dr. Schultz, I can hardly hear. But my 20 aunts came round as they packed my room, not to swear or despair or imagine my doom. They spoke on my right side, so I understood I could look at the bright side, 'cause everything's good. I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. No time to moan, I'm gonna own it. And if I don't, then nonetheless, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. No need to groan, I'm tough as stone, bring on the stress. I am going to be just fine. I broke my leg at 7 trying to climb a tree. I couldn't feel a thing down below my knee. Got reassembled by some handsome doctor man. It's no coincidence that 2 days later I broke my leg again. I started wearing glasses from the age of 8. My eyes are beautiful, but they degenerate. The doctors told me I could soon be blind, so I began to stuff my music in my mind. But my 20 aunts crowded round and kissed me a lot, and they told me I'd be fine with what I got. They gave me a lollipop and pecan log, and offered a cane and a seeing eye dog. I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. No need to groan, I'm tough as stone. And if I'm not, then what the hell? I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. No time to moan, I'm gonna own it, my life is swell. I am going to be just fine. When I turned 10, my mama had some crazy ideas. She put me in a little lemon chiffon dress that she ordered from Sears. And I got to try my hand as part of her all-girl band. I danced around with Auntie Linda, with a kiss to Auntie Dot, toyed around on Pauline's clarinet. I waved my arms and I conducted, all the ladies smiled on, and I didn't feel regret. But that didn't last for long. When my dad showed me I was wrong. We got back home and he was waiting in his chair. He asked my mama if she wanted the town to stare. I told him this was how I wanted to exist. He shut me up with a clenching heavy fist. But my 20 aunts came round later that night and told me everything would be alright. They applied some ice, love and care, and now I see them everywhere. I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. No time to moan, I'm gonna own it. And if I don't, then I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. No need to groan, I'm tough as stone. Now this is it. I am going to be just fine.
They told Jimmy that if he would cooperate in the investigations, he would receive medical attention.
I've been getting medical attention my entire life.
The psychiatrist told him that if he stopped touching himself, it would help him focus. Jimmy looked at that doctor's beautiful Rock Hudson face and said,
I'll just keep my hands on the keys, Doc.
Then the doctor asked if he could come to be attracted to a woman, and Jimmy said,
Doc, I think I could. I love the ladies my whole life, and that's the truth. If given half a chance, I think I'm gonna be fine.
He got off with 5 years probation!
I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. No time to phone, I'm gonna own it. And nothing you can say can put me down. I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. No need to phone, I'm tough as stone. And soon I'll get the hell out of this town. I'll travel all the way to Europe, play with orchestras and bands, falling off with someone I meet on a street corner. Hey, I don't give a fuck. I'll live for years in New York City. Have a place that I can live however I want. Keeping it down for you, not keeping it down for you. I am fine. I am fine. I'll be
Now that's what I call an 11 o'clock number, Al. And it's not even 11 o'clock. But it is time to move along and say goodbye. See, Al, I like a happy ending every once in a while. Come on! Didn't that put you in a better mood? Now everybody, come along, let's say our goodbyes. Say goodbye to the buckaroos.
Goodbye, Al.
Boys.
Goodbye, Al.
Ladies. Jimmy?
think I'll stick around a little while longer.
Jesus Christ, you performers never know when to give it a rest. Fine. Al, you go ahead and finish up here with Jimmy, and then you two come on back. And Al, I love you. I forgive you. I always forgive. But Lord, it's exhausting.
Yeah. Here's a little something I learned along the way. Nobody can take your voice unless you let them.
Who died and made you God?
If you're feeling haunted,
If you're feeling queer,
if you're lost or lonely,
come and pull up here. You know, heaven doesn't mean that much to me. Up here on this roof, I could be anyone and everything I wanted to be. I'd sit up here at the piano playing while Rita sang, "Lover, come back to me," and my heart would soar. I know it's time, but I don't want to go back. This is heaven to me. Here on this roof. I would just like
yes, Al?
one last song. I'd like to give them one last song. I don't want to go when the metaphorical curtain draws an end to my show. What will happen, I don't know. future, endless darkness, golden gates, or Idaho. What will happen, I don't know. But if I reach through tonight, after so long longing to get it right, and I'll go, having done the thing I love. I thought I wasted afternoons when I sat and wrote up silly tunes. My hope, they'll be humming them up above. But I don't wanna go. I'm just right in the spotlight at the show on the roof when I'm from the heights. So jump on up and join us at the show on the roof. The best of the best will shock and mock our enemies. The show on the roof, no time for a rest. We had a real nice show and now I have to go. But don't you dare think it's all through. It's the start of a something in the middle of somewhere, and we and you are living at the show on the roof.